Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Today our topic is primary and secondary education. Primary education. In certain respects, the term primary education and elementary education are used interchangeably. Elementary education is the first foundation step of the ladder of education. In other words, we can say that by elementary education, we mean that education which makes the education lifelong foundation of the child. The education which makes the basic foundation of the child is called elementary or primary education. There are two stages of elementary education: lower primary and upper primary. The three classes, that is first primary, second primary, and third primary, are related with the first stage of primary education, and that is lower primary, whereas classes fourth primary and fifth primary are concerned with the upper stage of the primary education. Elementary education is a 5 years tenure. It starts from the age of 6 years and ends at the age of 11 years, that is from 6 to 11. It can be widened only when middle school education may be added with it. Now let's discuss objectives of primary education. Number first, mastery over the tools of learning. To give the children an adequate mastery over the tools of learning. Number second, harmonious development. To bring about a harmonious development of the child's personality by providing for his physical, intellectual, social, emotional, aesthetic, moral, and spiritual needs. Number third, good citizenship and national integration. To prepare children for good citizenship, to develop in them a love for their country, its tradition, and its culture, and to inspire in them a sense of service and loyalty. Number fourth, international understanding. To develop international understanding and the spirit of universal brotherhood. Number five, scientific attitude. To inculcate a scientific attitude among child. Number six, dignity of labor. To inculcate a sense of dignity of labor. Number seven, preparation for life. To prepare children for life through the provision of worthwhile practical activities and experiences, including work experience. Now we will discuss secondary education. The term secondary education is simple yet means different things to different people. In the words of Mukherjee, it stands or has its different times stood for three things: a stage, a type, and a standard. As a stage, it stands for what comes next to elementary education. As a type, it stands for something that, though related to a certain intangible classification of things to be learned, is constantly being modified and enlarged, but the fundamental of which can be expressed only by a subtle mode. Exclusive name humanism or liberal education. As a standard, it aims at the measure of eradication of which universities can take cognizance. The part of secondary education has played as an element in the national system has developed largely upon the measure in which these three meanings have been brought into harmonious relation with one another. Now we will discuss aims and objectives of secondary education. These aims are given by Secondary Education Commission. According to Secondary Education Commission, the aims of secondary education should be as number first, development of democratic citizenship. Good citizenship in a democracy is a very challenging responsibility for which every citizen has to be trained carefully. For the development of democratic citizenship, many intellectual, moral, and social qualities are needed to be created in the students. It is only through education that such qualities can be developed. The Commission suggested that education should aim at developing the following qualities for inculcating democratic citizenship: clear thinking, scientific outlook, clear and free expression, social cooperation, true patriotism, world citizenship. Number second, improvement of vocational efficiency. Secondary education must concentrate on increasing the productive or vocational efficiency of the young students. This means number first, creating new attitude to work, which implies an appreciation of the dignity of all work, high or low. Realization of the fact that national prosperity is possible only through work in which everyone must participate. Number third, a longing for perfection and taking pride in doing everything as thoroughly as one can. Number third, development of personality. Education at secondary stage should release the forces of creative energy in the student so that they may be able to appreciate their cultural heritage, to cultivate rich interests which they can pursue in their leisure, and to contribute to the development of their heritage. For the purpose, a prominent place should be given to subjects like art, craft, music, and development of similar hobbies in the secondary school curriculum. Number four, education for leadership. The role of education in providing us with proper leadership cannot be underestimated. The secondary stage of education is of vital importance to this regard. The secondary education should train the persons to assume the personality of leadership in social, political, industrial, and cultural life of the country or community. The term leadership, which is to be understood in the wider sense and not synonymous with the political leadership, calls for social issues and greater technical efficiency. This is all about primary and secondary education. In next class, we will discuss higher education.